Have you ever purchased fabric and you thought it was absolutely gorgeous, and then once you get it home, you can't find anything to go with it, and you scratch your head and you look at it and you search and you hunt? Well, stay watching for our fabric challenge with Donna Robertson
and Fran Morgan.
Hi, it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. Today we're going to have a fabric challenge. Fran and I went through our stash, and let me tell you that we have a big stash here. And when we purchase fabric, sometimes we see a fabric and we absolutely love it, but we don't necessarily have in mind what we're going to do with it. Once it gets into the shop, sometimes it will stay on the shelf and stay on the shelf and stay on the shelf. And so this time when Fran came to visit, I said, help me match up some of these fabrics that are just kind of staying here because I haven't found anything to go with it. And then lo and behold, we came up with a great idea. We are using same or similar fabric with one fabric selected, and then each of us did all of the matchers.
Right.
So we're going to go through this and show you the fabric, and we have pieces and parts for every single quilt we're going to show you today. So you're going to love, love, love this show. But there's one stipulation. You must comment. We want to know, who do you think is best? Mom?
Our daughter.
Oh, come on, you can do it. It won't hurt our feelings.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because you know a mother can be very proud of what their child does.
And you know I progress far beyond what I've learned.
I thought you were going to say far beyond me.
Well,
okay. No further ado, let us get started with the first quilt. We'll show you quilts made with other fabric just so you can see what the quilt looks like. Every quilt is from one of our books or one of our patterns, and they are lap quilts. So we're going to show you the actual quilt, and then we're going to do the pieces and parts. Okay, the first quilt, Hannah's holding up Corner Play. This has got to be one of my favorite patterns. I've loved, loved, loved this pattern. And I did this pattern for the Modern Views magazine, and then the rights reverted back to me after a year or so. So I put it into a pattern in a book, and it's been very popular. So let's put this one up here on the table. And that one makes up to a 45 by 63 inch quilt. So it's a really nice size lap quilt as well. Now, the fabric that we chose, was our challenge fabric this time, was this gorgeous fabric. Now, you might think that this would be super easy to find fabrics to go with because there's so many different colors. And on the one hand, that is true. On the other hand, just the shading and the colors that are in this, and also the difference in taste and what I like and what you like, etc. So this is I chose to put the challenge fabric in the number 1 spot. So that will be our number 1 fabric. Then the 2 remaining are light and dark. This is actually a white on white with musical notes and a flowing design. And that's how I ended up naming this particular one, because I ended up naming it Nature Symphony. So this is the white that goes with the white that's in the background. And then I picked up this bright blue to go in the number 3 spot. So now let's see how we've put these pieces and parts together. Okay, we'll focus right down here. So this is our number 1 fabric here on this quilt, but we're going to put that beautiful floral right there. We're going to put the blue right beside that. And then you put another piece you sew on top of that. So we made that strip piece like this. We cut our units, and then they go right here. Then this is finished off, this particular block, by putting a strip on the side and then across the top. So that is 1 block. Now we make that same block, and it's going to go down here. So let's put that here and here and here. These are all of our pieces and parts that are going to go together to make this second block. So this block and this block are made in absolutely the same way. Now you need a second block, and that block is going to go like this. So you put this here, and you put your floral here, and then you're going to put your floral here. And Fran, I'm going to need my cropping tool.
Of course.
Get Fran to hand me that. And then we're going to make one more block because we want you to see this whole thing blocked out. So you've got your next piece here, and we have this one goes here, and this one goes there. So you saw how all of that went together, and let's block it so you get rid of the conflicting colors there. And we're going to put this here, and then we're going to put the pieces like so. All right.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that gorgeous? So now I hope you can get a good feel for what this particular one looks like. Okay, we'll take that away, Hannah, and we'll show you the information. So remember, you're supposed to be picking which one you like best. So you saw how I used this challenge fabric, and Fran went through and put hers. She has the same fabric. She just put 2 other pieces with it. So this kit is 8021229, Nature Symphony. Corner Play is your pattern, and it's from the book Pretty Darn Quick, or it's available as an individual.
So as Mom was saying, we both had our fabric, the same focus fabric for the pattern. I actually chose a different pattern for this one. I chose the Gallery, and I put as my number 2 this really pretty striped blue. That would be the lightest of the 2 that's left over after the focus, and then this yummy raspberry with a little bit of movement. I really liked the contrast of this and how it really popped. So let's look at that quilt that I put it in. I used the Gallery. So in just a minute, I'll show you those pieces and parts, but this would be your number 1 fabric here, and then on the border. So the border is really gonna pop with those beautiful flowers. And then the blue would be here, and the pink, the raspberry, would be here. So let's put that on the table and lay those pieces and parts out so we can see them. They just turned out so gorgeous. So as I mentioned, here is our number 1 fabric, which is our focus fabric. Now, just as Donna was saying before, in this case, you're going to make a strip unit. You'll have like a long strip here, here, and here, and then you'll cut this piece off as a unit. Then after you make that unit, you'll sew these number 2 strips to the side to make your block. And then we will continue to build by putting our number 3 fabric on the top and bottom of that block, and then over on the sides. So that is our first block. And then our second block, the number 3 is in the center, and then our number 2 fabric on either side. Now, once again, this is done as a strip unit. You're going to sew long strips of fabric together, and then you'll just cut your block off. Is that not absolutely gorgeous?
You know, I really like it. I think it really shows off that focus fabric nicely.
I totally agree. And I love the dark pop of fabric. So I cut a border piece here just so that you can see how lovely that's going to be whenever you bring that over to the side of the Gallery quilt to pick up this little peek in the window here. So let's look at that fabric kit. So this fabric kit is called Spring Brilliance. The number is 8021230. and I have chosen to use the gallery quilt.
That's really neat. And you know, they can use any pattern. You can choose any pattern when you have 3 1-yard cuts of fabric. So use any pattern that you like, and it works out really well. We just showed you 2 different ones. And now we want to know, which one did you like best?
Yeah.
Did you like the one that Fran put together, which has the gallery pattern? Or did you like the one that I put together?
Yep, I'm anxious to see.
Okay, let's take this one
next?
away, Fran, and I will move this one over here for our next one. Now, this particular challenge was a little bit different. This is the challenge fabric, but Fran has the same fabric print in a different color. So we did this one a little differently. We both had the same print, but it's different colors. So we had to put some colors together for this. So I chose this as my number 1 fabric. So that goes in your focus point. This is our number 2 because you compare these two and you put your lightest in the number 2 and you put your darkest in the number 3. So let's look at the quilt kit that I chose, or the quilt that I chose, Stepping Stones. So this one is going to this is one of our real popular ones. It has the stepping stones going up this direction with the full block here. So let's put that on the table and I'll show you how this one works out with the pieces and the parts. So to start with, you have that simple thing of a block. So you just cut out the size that it tells you in the pattern. That is going to go right there. Then you're going to make one of those units, like, let me have this.
Okay.
So I'm going to put this here because this is a busy quilt behind it too. So we're going to strip piece using a big long strip of the number 3 fabric and these 2 strips. We cut a unit just like that. Then we make another strip piece set, and it's going to have a long piece and a short piece like this. Then you make twice as many of these because you are going to turn one of those strips. So you see how that's just exactly the same? You're going to turn it like this for the quilt. So let's look and see how we're going to do that. We take this unit, we put it right here and here. You take this unit, it's already sewn together when you do the strip piece method. And then you put this here. This is kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, now let's do a strip for the border so we can get that border color in there and crop it out. So this is what this one will look like when you do this. So we'll put this down here. We need a really long one, but that's what that looks like. And I think it turned out really nice. Now,
It's very pleasant.
we named this one Santa Fe Sunset because I've seen those sunsets where the sky just becomes a magnificent color palette. So we named that one Santa Fe Sunset. Stepping Stones is our pattern. It's available as an individual one. It's also available in the book pretty darn quick. Your kit number is 8021231. So this one, Santa Fe Sunset. Just keep remembering we are going to ask you to choose.
So as Mom, Donna, can I call you Mom?
Yes, you can call me Mom. I was going to show them how they're the same fabric.
Right, so I have a green version of this print fabric, and Mom had the purple version. So
right.
I put the greens together, and I kept mine in the number 1 spot, which is the focus fabric, and then the number 2 as this yummy creamy yellow, and then the number 3 as this nice green. So let's look at the quilt pattern that I chose to do this one in. And it is Town Square. This is such a fun quilt. I really love it. So this would be the focus fabric or the number 1, that big square. And then basically we're just doing strip piecing once again to border the block, and it just really, I think it's gonna pop. So let's look at the pieces and parts and see how that goes. So we have just our square that we're gonna cut first, and we'll just put that right here on top. And then we're going to do some strip piecing. So just kind of similar to what Mom just showed, and that is we're going to do, let's see if I have a cardboard so that you can see. I liked that you did that. So we're gonna have a long strip here and a long strip here, and then we'll cut these units off. And we're gonna cut them off, and then we will rotate one of them. Just turn it around, and we're gonna sew that on each side. So let me just place that so that you can see. So we've got those pieces there, and then we'll do one on top. So we'll make this, so this and this. And then we'll do another strip piece very similarly, just a little bigger. And then we'll sew that strip piece on each side.
I'm liking this one.
I actually really like this too. I think that this really helps that green print pop. Mm-hmm. Oh, thanks for handing me these. These are great. I just love these. Wow.
That's gorgeous.
That turned out
good. You did so
Thank
good.
You've taught me so well. Thank you. So let's
Well, you know, somebody that grew up underneath my sewing machine should have gotten it by now.
and I did, absolutely. So this fabric kit is called Natural Touch, and that number is 8021232, and we are recommending the town square pattern. It's available as an individual or in the book Easy Peasy. All right, so don't forget to vote. So how are we doing?
So mine was fire, and yours is the meadow. I mean, it is just so
That's
pretty.
so true.
And of course, I don't know. I'm kind of liking some of yours better than some of mine.
I don't know. This is a hard choice.
Have you ever met a fabric you didn't really love in the end if you used it?
No, not at all.
We did an ugly fabric challenge one time, and oh my gosh, we made some of the most gorgeous things, didn't we?
Out of that ugly fabric, which it really wasn't ugly.
None of this was ugly though. No. Okay, this one is fun. I really like this fabric. So the challenge this time was to use this one. I bought this because I liked it. I didn't necessarily know what the heck I was going to do with it, but it was cute, and I bought a whole bunch.
It is cute. I love it.
Yeah, but then I couldn't find anything to go. It's probably been here about 4 months, and I kept going, what am I going to do with that fabric? So that was one that I picked and said, Fran, help me match this up. And it actually was one of them that I think got the challenge going in the first place.
I think you're right.
Okay, so I chose to put it in the number 2 position because our focus print is here, number 1. And I liked it because it had the little blue dots that kind of picked up these shades. And then you have the contrast of the green. So focus, number 2 is your light, number 3 is your dark, and I went with the matching on these. It has lots of different shades in there, but I thought that one was really sweet. Now, I chose to put this one in the Picture Perfect quilt. Picture Perfect, and we do have this fabric, by the way, in a kit as well.
We sure do. It's called Green Meadows.
Oh, okay. Green, and that's a good name for this one. So it has a large block, and then it has a bordered block here. And this particular one, let's put it up here, is going to look so cute in this. When I got these pieces together, I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And you know, it is kind of funny. After we picked out what we liked and started working on the pieces and parts, I was like, why was it so hard?
This was so much fun. We should do this more often.
I think
it was
so.
Really
do
fun.
you think we should do it more often? Let us know in the comments if you would like to see something like this more. Okay, so we're going to start off with this. We're going to do the same thing that we've done before. So we're going to make this block right here that's been bordered. So we start off with a strip like this, cut from the fabric, and then we sew it to another strip here and here. And these strips are the width of the fabric, and then we cut this unit. So this is going to go right here. Then we're going to border each side with this strip and this strip. Is that not just taking shape where it is just yummy? I
That
love
blue just pops off of there.
I like this one a lot. Okay, let's transfer it over here to the side. And we will get this put into place. So once again, you make the center unit. You then put the borders or the sashing on this. Did I just cover that up? I did. Okay, let's try it this way. This goes here. This goes here. This goes here. Sometimes these spectacles kind of fail my ability to see. All right, so this is your block right there. And then we have this block is here. And then we have a border. So we have this cute little polka dot. Look how cute that looks on the side there. And then we have the blue over here. So once we get all of those sewn together, we're going to block it out for you. And you will be able to see what a cute little quilt this is going to be. And let's cover up some color down here and some color up here. Now, isn't that great?
That is
I-
great.
I love the way that turned out.
I just love it. You did so good with that fabric. We just had to give it a little attention.
Well, I knew I loved that polka dot. I just
love that.
whenever I first saw it with all those different sizes and the wavy lines, it just spoke to me.
Oh, it's
So
so fun.
this one is my pick for the challenge of the polka dot. And the kit is called Happy Days. It just made me happy. The fabric did. And so we've got it all put together. 8021233 Happy Days. Picture Perfect is the name of the pattern. It's available in the book Quick and Easy 3-Yard Quilts. And that particular book is only available as a download pattern book. If you buy 3 kits, remember you can buy 3 kits and pick a book rather than taking 1 pattern per quilt. So it's a really good deal. You get 8 patterns and they are all fun patterns.
So here is my pick using this great stripe. And I also put it in the number 2 position. My focus, I chose to do this fun, funky purple with it. I just loved the way the purple picked up the purple dot in here. And I also like this fabric because it has a little bit of that metallic silver. And I love fabrics with a little bit of metallic. So this was my focus. And then I used the fun challenge fabric as my number 2. And then a similar, same print as the focus, but in a turquoise that picked up the great turquoises and blues in the challenge fabric, the number 2 as my number 3. And I chose to use the Porch Rails quilt. And so what would happen here, so my number 1 fabric is going to be where this purple square is, and then my porch rails will be made out of the stripe and the turquoise. This is such a fun, easy pattern to put together. I think it's really one of my favorites. Absolutely.
And don't we have that kit as well?
Oh,
Well, I don't know about that one.
I think we do have. If we don't have that one online, we will, because I think I ordered more of that fabric.
oh, that's good. And this is your fabric.
It is
I
my
love
fabric.
this fabric. So let's look at how we put this together. So of course we have just done the block here as our number 1 fabric, as our focus, and these are just cut. And then as our strip piecing here, what we have done is we just have like long strips, as Mom mentioned before, that we've sewn together. They're with the fabric. And then we just trim this unit to make the block. So let's put that right over here. And I love how this just went together so well.
Now, did you want to build a couple of more blocks?
Actually, the way this is turned, I don't know that we need to, but this does give you a good idea of how this is going to go together. And I love this because this number 2 print, our challenge fabric, is going to actually turn direction, and I kind of like that. I think it's pretty fun.
Yes.
So, let's put some borders on here because this is good too. So our challenge will be on the border once again, and then the turquoise. Let me do it this way. So I just think this is going to be just funky, fun, bright, and cheery.
I like all the movement.
The fabric is just great. But I really like Mom's quilt on this one too. So you guys be sure and vote and let us know which one you prefer. But let me show you the quilt on this one real fast before we move on.
Oh, okay.
This kit is called Mod Memories. The number is 8021234, and we chose the Porch Rails pattern. Porch Rails is also available in the Pretty Darn Quick book. Very good. Okay. Oh, I love this next one.
Oh, I do too. And I have to tell you a little story here before we show you the fabric. As probably everyone knows, that we kind of lean toward having cats, and we like cats and everything. And I like dogs too.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know, the one thing I always think about with dogs is that you have to take them for a walk.
And it gets really chilly sometimes, and it's not pleasant.
Now, I feel sorry for people up north, because down here, whenever it's really chilly, it's like 45.
Yeah.
And we're all bundled up and shaking. But when I saw this fabric, now we've had a kit with these puppy dogs before, but we had extra puppy dogs. And so when I saw these and I started looking for a fabric, I saw this snowflake and I thought, oh my gosh, we're going to call this Winter Walks.
That's perfect.
It turned out so cute. So we have the puppy dogs here as our focus fabric. And see, they're all bundled up. That's what gave me the idea. They have scarves on, and they're all ready for that winter walk. And then our number 2, we picked this gold, so you can pick up the lighter colors. And the puppies, they have light colors in them. And then there's our snowflakes with the blue and gold and yellow that matches the blue that are in the scarves. So I just thought it was so cute. I get really pleased with myself sometimes.
You did good.
The quilt that I picked for this one is the Sweet Times, because I really wanted to show off my puppy dogs in those big blocks. So we'll put that one up there. Sweet Times is a great one for novelties. When you show off something that's really cute that you like, that's the perfect one. Okay, so when you do that, you're going to have this big block that's going to go in here. And then I make the unit just like I've been showing you. So this was made just like that. That's the unit with long strips. And then this is going to be cut off, and the unit for this one is going to look like this. So there's one unit right there. And then this is the side unit, or the side strips that get sewn onto this one. John, I need to move this quilt over a little bit so we can do the other block, because all we have going on here is making the same exact block with 2 different colors here. And then we have our border here. Now let's block that out. Oh, and I think this is going to hang off the edge, but we can use our imagination, right?
Yep.
Okay, then we're going to have a border strip here, and here, and here. So this is just fun. I can just see that. And then the doggies are going to come in from that winter walk and they're going to shake and get everything all wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we love them still.
We do. It's just that, I'm just such a cat person. I don't know why. You never quite know why you gravitate to one over another. But
Yeah.
I do like puppies, and I get to go and see my granddogs. I have weenie dog grandchildren next month.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
I'm going to go down and see Felicia and Zeus and Zoe.
Oh, that's so cute. So what do you guys like? Do you prefer dogs or cats,
Whoops.
or do you have a preference?
Yeah, which kind do you like? And I have to apologize. I'm sorry, Felicia, that I called one of your children the wrong thing.
Oh.
It's Achilles and Zoe.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
Zeus
sounds
isn't
tough.
with us anymore.
That sounds tough. This is darling.
Well, I love the way it turned out. So that was fun. Okay, let's talk about the number and the fabric. So we have 8021235 is your kit number. Winter Walks is the name of the kit. Sweet Times is the pattern. That's from the book Easy Peasy if you're going to take a free book when you buy 3 kits. Or if you just want one kit, you have the pattern there. And remember, if you're buying multiple kits, you can actually make a twin out of 2 kits and a king-queen out of 4.
Okay, so here is my version of the cute puppies. I also kept it in the focus position of number 1. And then my number 2 is this fun, this almost looks like rain if you think about it.
Now that we've talked about winter
Now that we've
walks.
talked about winter walks. As my number 2 fabric, I thought all of the colors and the little drops coordinated so well. And then as my number 3 fabric, it's the blue swirl, which I think picks up their scarves just beautifully.
Very nice.
And then I chose the So Quick quilt. And this one is so much fun. It's so easy to make. It goes so fast. So if you need a quilt to pinch, this would be a good one. So our puppies would be right here in the big block. And then our 2 and 3 fabrics would be in the matching blocks. So let's put this one up and we will do the pieces and parts and kind of see how that looks. So just as we have mentioned before, this will be a strip piece again. So we'll cut 2 long strips with the fabric by the measurements that are given, and these will be long strips here, and then we'll cut these units off like this. And then we will continue to cut units off, but then we will turn one of them upside down and sew it, and this is what makes our little 4-patch block. So I'm just going to set these over here. Tell you what, let's see, let me do it down here. Alrighty, and very cute. And then we have our large block of our puppy dogs. So cute. I think it's just going to be fabulous. And
I love it.
And then our border will be here. We have 2 borders on this one. We'll just put our strips on real quick so you can get a good idea of what it's going to look like. And then we have our
That is so sweet.
cropping. I love it. I think it's going to be so cute.
I like it too.
Okay, I have to admit though,
What?
I don't know that I can choose between the 2.
But they have
That-
to.
Yeah.
But we'll let you get away with it if you like both versions. You can say, I like this one best. And then you can say, no, I like that one best. But we do want to know which one you like best.
We do. We'd appreciate that so much. Thank you. So let's talk about this kit for the So Quick. It's called Snuggly Pups, and the number is 8021236. And we have used the So Quick pattern. And this pattern is available as an individual, or it's also available in the Quilt Favorites book.
Well, that was fun.
It was so much fun.
And the show is now over. But if you'd like to see more like this, let us know, because we had a good time, and Fran comes back up here every 2 months so we can work together. So we'll continue to try to add things that are fun like this for you to watch. And if you're not already subscribing, just click that little button below And also the little bell. Yeah, if you click on the little bell, we'll let you know whenever one of our videos air. And if you've got friends that are quilters, please be sure to let them know about our videos as well. So it's Donna Robertson
And Fran Morgan.
with Fabric Cafe.